2021. Call the meeting to order. So the first on the agenda is review and
Does anyone have an extra agenda that I can use? I print it out and I like to go by it when I, thanks.
Sorry.
All right. Thank you.
First up is review and possible vote for the minutes from the meeting from August 5th, 2025. Did everyone get them? Mm-hmm. All right. Any questions, comments, edits? I have one edit. Kelly, and I did email you, I don't know if you got it. On item 2, and throughout most of this, your votes are 800, which aligns with the present members. But for the adjournment, you have 700, so I don't know if somebody left or if that should be an 8.
I think it should be an 8.
If we can just before we...
Yes, of course. I'll fix that.
Catch. Any other comments, questions? All right, can I get a motion to accept the regular?
So moved, Roger.
And a second? In person, is it just raising hand, or do you have to do a roll call?
Roll call.
Even with the camera?
Yes, roll call.
All right.
Roger, yes.
Bornstein, yes.
Pepper, yes. Durant, yes. We'll just go around the table.
Okay. Yeah, Jen, yes.
Evans, yes.
Adams, yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, jump in there,
That
Bill.
usually goes alphabetical, so.
Let's do it in alphabetical. All right, so membership updates. So we do have a new resignation. Marina resigned a couple days ago, I think on the 30th actually. So her spot is now a vacancy, so we now have 3 at-large member positions and 1 student member available. So,
I
if you
think,
know of anybody.
yeah, I think we should probably see if we can recruit some people that we may know, so that we have an opportunity to actually talk with somebody that understands what we're all about and what the mission is, and
Right.
has an interest in it. I know you talked to Jen Starr at one point. I don't know if she.
I did, but I think in the end she didn't apply. My guess is she's spending a lot of time in Maine, and now that we're not doing it by Zoom, that made it a little bit more complicated.
Okay.
That's my guess, and I think that she's gravitating towards a move there, possibly.
Okay.
So I think that kind of took that up on you. But I will circle back and just double check. So, talk it out, people you know.
Has Kathy put something out to the allies?
Who else?
Has Kathy put something out to the allies?
Yeah, I saw something wrong. We could ask her to do it again.
It might be good to do another one now that people are in that
Okay.
schoolish and conservative mindset.
I did reach out to the school I reached out to Assistant Superintendent Pruitt about the student representative. So she, and I reached out to Carol, so they wanted to connect me with Kelly Kavanaugh. And so given that this was the very first week of school, I thought I'd give her a minute to get her building open, but hopefully next week I will try to connect with her. Because I know they had some folks in mind, some students in mind. But we started to get the school year started, so I did a quick chat with them. So hopefully we'll be able to, I'm hoping by October we'll be able to have a student help.
So when you're reaching out to them, I think one of the things that we had talked about is maybe trying to reach people who might not normally be on some other type of committee, like maybe not a student council or something, to give a new voice or give a new opportunity. This is how I was remembering it.
Yes, and also frankly, because we have these other openings, if there are multiple students interested,
Okay.
I don't know what our everybody's respective terms are, but there would be multiple opportunities.
And I think the student one by nature is a 1 year. Is that correct? I believe.
Are we looking for senior, junior? Are we looking for any particular class? Or
I think we're open. It would be nice to have someone who's an underclassman for the possibility of repeat and growth, but it's probably also nice to have the maturity of a senior and possibly someone who can transport themselves. So I think the mantra is the same. They've just got to be on board with the mission and they've got to be a doer.
And I know there's some clubs at the school that
Yes,
are somewhat like-minded, so that might be.
absolutely. So hopefully I'll be able to connect with them a little bit more firmly next week and get something set up.
Great.
Hopefully for October.
Thank you. Thank you for taking that on. Awesome. All right. Anything else with membership? No? Okay.
Oh, wait, sorry, one thing with membership. Can we, I know now's not the best time to ask because we're in between members, but can we get a membership list that has everyone's contact
I did
information?
get it.
Okay.
I can share it with you. Do you want me to
Yeah.
share it with everyone?
Yeah, I think we should all have it so we know
That'd be great.
everyone's, if only everyone's last
Right
name
now
in
it's in
alphabetical
the
order.
shared Google Drive. Does everyone have access to the shared Google Drive that I made? I will make sure you all have access to that. And that's where you'll notice I make folders and subfolders, and that's just kind of how my brain organizes everything. So everything that we do, all our events, all our lists, all our meetings, all our agendas, everything is stored in there. So one-stop shopping with have access. So I'll share that, and I'll make sure that everyone has the membership list. Okay. All right, so next up, HRC collaboration. The Superintendent Advisory Committee, on the work on that, and Lynn reached out to us all last week and asked for who was coming back or not coming back. And I responded that I would be back, and she's putting together a meeting schedule. So I haven't received that meeting schedule, but that is in the works. So hopefully next meeting I'll have an update, and possibly we will have met. So that's all I have for that. The Mass HRC, it's been on our agenda for a couple of meetings. That is a Friday morning meeting, so that makes it a little more problematic for people. It is online as opposed to in person. I don't know if anyone's available or has an interest.
Every Friday or just once in a while? How often do they meet?
About once a month.
I think it's once a month.
Okay.
Yeah.
My personal feeling is that that is a lower priority, so when we get those other 3 positions filled, maybe someone wants to do it, and if someone wants to do it now, great, but
So that's something, yeah, and that's a later agenda item to, because I'm going to update where Angie has plugged herself in, and we can look at what's left. So that's something to think about if anyone has interest in that one. So there is no update other than that. Master Plan Committee, I have been going to the meetings. We haven't officially voted that I go to the meetings. But we should pick a representative. Beth was the person, and obviously she's, not anymore. So I'm happy to do it unless somebody else wants to do it. There are not a lot of meetings left. The next meeting is on the 24th. We just had a meeting a week or so ago. We went over, I'm kind of coming into the end of the process. We went over a final draft type version. We had done a public forum where the public could come in and give feedback, and then they revamped and edited their master plan. They presented it a couple weeks ago in a draft form, and I tried to confirm, I'm not sure if it goes back out to the public for comment or if it just comes back to the committee on the 24th of September. And then I believe, and this is a question for you, Craig, I know they go before the select board. Do you know if that's September or October?
I have not heard any specific time frame for that.
I'm thinking it might be October, but I don't have that exactly. And I think that's pretty much the end of the process. There's only a couple more meetings.
For Angie's benefit, you might want to just briefly say what the master planning
I
committee
was
is.
actually wondering about that. Is it for the town or is it for?
So, this is and Craig, maybe you can explain it better, because I'm very new to it, but it's every 10 years the town updates their master plan, is that correct?
Mhm.
And it's a process, I missed the whole beginning of the process. Are you on that? You're not on that committee. None of you guys are you?
Where's the access point so that Angie can look it up that way?
What is the access
Yeah,
point?
yeah. Where are they producing the material? Is it on the website, or where is it?
I believe they do have a website. I can get it to you.
Okay, yeah, please.
Or put it in the Google Drive.
I will put it in the Google Drive as well, the link.
You'll socialize us, we'll look there.
That's just how I think, I'm sorry.
Don't apologize, just tell us what it
That's the school teacher, man. I tell them we have to organize everything. Access point, the master plan. All right, I will get that to you. So anyway, so we do need to officially, I guess, they've been asking for an official rep. Is there anybody other than
So
me?
I nominate Michelle to.
Second.
So a roll call vote, or round the table vote.
Yeah.
So it's by name, so it's Barger Durance.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, Phil, I apologize.
Adams, yes.
Barger Durance, yep, okay.
Oh, Bornstein Durant.
Sorry.
And Durance.
Yeah.
Durance, Durance?
Governance?
I'll go let them know.
And she has to vote.
Should I read the last name again with order? Harris, yeah.
Durant.
Durant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm like, reading, huh?
This is how you do the list.
And I have to keep better on too, so I will find out and I will get the access link for you. DEI Parent Advisory, Colleen.
Same thing, so I did reach out to them and they didn't have anything scheduled yet, so I'm hoping.
Are they doing it this year?
Unclear, I believe they are, but in the email I sent, I asked about both and I got more information back about the student rep, so unclear, I think they are, but again, next week, once everybody's all settled in school, I think it'll be a little bit easier for me to get some clarity on that, so hopefully in October I'll have good updates on both of those issues for you.
Do they start this week? They start this
They start
tomorrow.
They start tomorrow.
They start tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Teacher day today, start tomorrow.
Great. All right. All right. Chairmanship. Wow.
We had a date for September that then got canceled. And so we're hoping to get a meeting in September. They're looking for all alternative dates. We'll see what happens. But nothing since last meeting.
Bob, when you go,
Yep.
do you want to bring forth the idea that came out at the end of our meeting last month about like that town-wide resource fair for winter activity? Remember we talked about that? Because Kirk, I think you made a comment that
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
aligned with shared mission.
yes.
Sorry, what is this under?
Under, so
Upcoming events? I'm just looking at the agenda, sorry.
Shift.
So under shared mission, under
Also, it's under shared mission.
Yes.
Oh, shared mission for, okay,
yeah.
thanks.
So remember last month we had talked about like a resources fair that you, Bob, I think you were saying in Randolph, you had experienced this,
Oh, okay, yeah.
right?
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I know at some point this fall, Joe had that up, right? Joe Peavy?
Yeah,
Yeah. He'll be out on paternity leave, so there might be a
that might be an issue.
otherwise. Okay. So for unfilled positions, so Angie reached out to me, and she is an overachiever. She is willing to sign up for, and I've already indicated in this chart, which is in the Google Drive. She is willing to help out with the Easton 300 event. She is willing to work with Kathy on the trainings and lectures, so I plugged her in, and she's willing to work with you on Pride. So I'm kind of head of Pride. So I plugged her in. It leaves us with taking Marina out. She was website, so we now have vacancy in that. Communication, website, and I don't know, do we need more than one person for Easton 300? I mean, we all go to help, but do we need more than one
Saturdays,
Saturdays?
like block party thing?
The block, right. Do we need more than one contact person? So there's a block party, there's a gala. What else is left?
The bonfire.
Bonfire.
It's gonna be a big one.
And do we need materials for the block party? Like things, are we distributing anything? Like I was wondering what's the
I
plan
believe,
for?
so I submitted the paperwork, and I believe that you guys talked about it at the last meeting, you're having an informational table
Yeah,
and not selling anything.
Yes.
So,
where do we get that material?
So you.
do you have it? I know Kathy said she was leaving the table out.
I mean, it's whoever wrapped up at Pride has it. It was all the informational material that we had at Pride. So
Yeah.
that's kind of like the
Was that
table with
Beth
the
or was
boss.
that-
Kathy,
it Kathy?
all right.
Is Kathy back by this weekend or not?
No.
We need to find the materials for the block party, which is Saturday.
Yeah, and so, yeah, I just wanted to make sure, because I was hoping to find out today at the meeting. And so is the table gonna be there? Are the materials, is there gonna be like a tablecloth? I work at a school. We have a table, so I'm gonna go, what's
So we do
the
have a
level
table,
of?
we have a tablecloth, and we have set things that we put out pretty, kind of a standard.
Okay, so that's gonna be, where's
So
that?
we're gonna find
Oh,
them,
that's gonna find
and
them,
that's
okay.
gonna be there.
So it's already gonna be there?
Yeah, so one of us will bring it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
And who were there was 4 people who had, so Liz.
I'm gonna be there, but I'm gonna be there representing the select board.
What's this?
Right, okay.
It's 12 to 4.
And I know that I'm
12 to 4,
helping
yeah.
in general.
I'm helping from 10 to 12 with setup and just general, so I can help with this early on when I'm done setting up whatever.
Okay. Seems like there was one other person.
I think parking is gonna be an issue with the parking at the high school and busing people all over town.
That's a great question.
It's
I
like
know they're
Marianne's.
shuttling, but I don't know where they're shuttling from. I'd have to look it up.
Where's it taking place?
It's at the Olive Range Estate.
All right, right.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that
Oliver
you're
Street.
allowed to set up,
Oliver Street.
Parking lot.
and then you're asked to move your car.
There may be parking there. I don't know whether there's other activities going on in town that takes up that parking. But I'm pretty sure they talked about having buses. I'm not sure what kind of buses. I'm not sure if it was the,
I think it's a town shuttle bus.
is it shuttle buses? From the high school, I thought, but maybe I'm wrong.
I'm trying to check.
But I can tell you that there's parking up behind Doug King's building across from Farmer's Daughter.
Right.
And back there,
Yeah.
there's also parking behind the museum, the Children's Museum,
They're gonna shuttle from the high school.
from the high school, yeah.
They're doing the time capsule, right?
Yeah, we're doing the
Okay,
time
so
capsule.
it's 12 to 4.
Are they doing the 2-hour parking?
Yeah.
If you park over here?
I'll be there early as well.
I
And
think
it's
that
it feels like
they're-
it does drive way past it to go to the high school.
Yeah.
Who's
So,
going to be there for
is it
setup?
2 hours?
Set up like a.
No, I don't think
Or
that that'd
something.
be like.
Okay,
And
alright,
that can be an off
okay.
meeting conversation. We gotta figure out where everything is. I thought Kathy took everything. Do you know how long she's away?
She's not going to be here for the block party, which is why she said she left
Well,
out
it
the
does
table.
say on it,
And
false
chairs.
parking.
Because she didn't mention anything.
Yeah, that's why
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I was not there for cleanup for Pride. I was only there for setup, so
Okay, I'll work on that.
yeah.
All right.
You might want to check with Beth too to see if because she was there, whether she took anything.
I didn't take things home with me though, but, and I don't know that Beth did. I really think that
Kathy has
Kathy
all the
took everything.
materials.
All right. We'll work on it. I'll send out an email once I get the details, and I'm gonna confirm with Dan and Jamie who are organizing it, where we're allowed to park when we're unloading, and then that will shuttle service.
okay, and
I
then,
think you'll be able to pull through Oliver Street by the roadblocks if you're unloading over there. So
Unload
there'll
your
be
truck, unload the
details
car.
blocking that.
Yeah.
Elm and Oliver, and then mechanic, and
Yeah.
but you
So
can
wait, so
go
Oliver
through.
Street is going to be blocked off?
Yes.
So you can't even park at ECAT?
No, that's for
Yeah.
handicap parking.
So there's really no parking.
Now there's also
Is it
parking.
intended to be in the
There's
street?
parking
or
at the
is it-
Historical Society for volunteers.
Yeah.
I don't know if you reach out to Dan and Jamie, maybe we'll find out whether if we're volunteering can we park. There's not that many parking spaces there.
The paperwork I signed, but it was a hard copy that I dropped off, so I can't pull it up. It talked about dropping things off in that whole shuttle thing, that there wasn't a special volunteer parking. But I will confirm that, and I'll send out an email. When I get home tonight, I'll give them a call. Okay, and
So to answer Angie's question from before, yeah, someone probably needs to stay on Easton 300 through the remainder of 2025.
okay. So is there anyone, we have Angie right now, is there somebody else that wants to be a second person?
On the tricentennial, I'm on the tricentennial committee, so is that what you're asking, or?
Okay.
And so because I'm just assuming there's going to be some sort of tabling type of thing at the various events. And so the materials that will be there afterwards when we're cleaning up, I would take them, does somebody take them, or like how does that work? Where is it
I'm
stored?
assuming
How
that
does it-
at the end, we would be able to bring our car back to pick up things.
That's what I'm,
Yeah, so we've done two things. We've done one model where typically like a point person always has it from the committee, and then we've done other models where like whoever is on cleanup for that event has it and then just kind of passes it to whoever's on setup for the next event. So a little more
Okay.
nomadic.
okay. I'm just thinking timing wise and logistics, and so if we park at the high school, so we'd be getting on a shuttle bus again afterwards to come back to clean?
No.
up the-
Yeah, or you walk, or someone closer drives you over to get back.
Okay. No, I was just trying to think about like just timing wise, logistics, the material, once we're cleaning up, like probably having to leave at, say, for example, 3:30 if the close ends at 4, or maybe 3:45 to then get a car so that's there to, is that,
So let me call them tonight
Okay.
and find out
okay,
exactly how they're envisioning that.
okay,
And I will reach out to you.
all right.
Okay. And is anybody willing to kind of oversee, I can even do this, the website is all up to date as far as I know, there's nothing else that anyone wanted updated, right?
So you're dealing with Sean regarding
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I worked with Sean, so we updated the calendar, the little blurb mission,
Membership.
the membership.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there were a couple other things. Things were like 3, 4, 5 years old
Yeah.
that were on there. So it's all up to date as far as I know. And I didn't know when we talked before about adding things to it, resources and whatnot.
I think we don't have person power
The-
at the
the
moment
capacity
to
for
do
that.
that.
Okay.
So if there's something really important, Sean was helpful in getting it
Yes.
up.
Okay. At least it's current and relative. And then communications, can someone remind me, Liz, what did we mean by that, communications? Was that like,
I think we had envisioned that being writing up the content for the website, and website being like, you send me your content, and then I will make sure it gets uploaded. So I think we broke that into two parts, and I think we also envisioned that being like press releases for our events, content for Kathy to send out to allies.
so we're still looking for somebody for that. If you want to think about it and that's something you're willing to kind of take on, reach out to me. And that's all our spots. NRT project update.
Okay, so we left the last meeting with a combo faces of Easton and timeline of, like when you've moved to Easton. Kathy was doing the research about what we could do to take a picture and produce it on something, photo paper, stickers, what have you. She has two of these, I don't even know what they're called for printers, mobile printers, digital printers, I don't know. One is Lean, L-I-E-N-E, I don't know, and the other is the Canon IV2. Is anyone crafty or familiar with either one of these?
I've heard of Canon.
So basically, I think these both do the same thing, and they end up being around the same cost. So the printer itself is about $100, and you can imagine all different iterations of whether it's sticker paper or photo paper, what size, how many sheets, blah, blah, blah. In terms of number of people passing through NRT and stuff for us to practice on, I mean, I would imagine we're definitely in the realm of several hundred worth of sheets, photos, stickers. Unclear also how the sheets work. Like someone's like, here's a sheet of 6 mini stickers, but the point is, we don't need 6 of my face on one. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different ones, and I don't know what the capacity is for that. From a budgeting, and so these would be questions for Kathy. I just have her summary of the research. So from a budgeting standpoint, I would imagine, so the sheets are running, like the lean one is sticker paper, basically a little under $25 for 50 sheets. The Canon sticker paper, $60 for 100 sheets. So that's where the cost really adds up. So like, I'm just gonna guess, I don't know, let's just say $400.
So are there reviews though? I mean,
Yes,
So what
yes,
do they
so
say?
these are what, not that I have. This was the end of her research.
oh, okay, yeah, I was just
The
wondering.
2 top ones that she found.
Okay, because I was wondering if they might have a description about one might have better stickers, or one might be able to have individual photos on the sheet, or one might print
Yeah.
better than. So I was just
Yes.
we knew the distinction. But
Maybe in Kathy's head, that information is
Okay.
there.
Okay.
It's not anything that made it into the
Okay.
summary for me. And I agree that that would be important if we already have 2 that are top contenders and we're trying to figure out between the 2. The problem with both of them is battery. Like, these things go through battery like that. But Kathy has battery packs, I have portable chargers, so I
Yeah.
figure we can manage for, a 4-hour event to get that done. So, to go ahead with NRT, we would need to vote to approve money to spend on this, and then actually work on the development of what we're producing, which involves a conversation with Jen Smith at NRT about whether our spot has been designated, or talking with her about what the project is, because they're usually very cooperative in putting us in a spot that would work for the scale of our project, because we tend to be more than just a booth for some of our events there.
So I'm trying to envision this. You're printing people's faces on stickers and then you're putting them where?
So we would create a timeline. So picture, maybe like a long piece of bush of paper right there that said something 1.0 here, brainstorming, right? Like, I have lived in Easton since type of thing. And me and my family, some people will want to say they've been here for 300 years, fine, right? And so just kind of represent that on a timeline. But instead of Kiana just signing her name, we have a picture of Kiana, and we have a picture of Bob doing it. So that was the end of the project. But we would also, so we would use like the barn side.
Right.
Like we would use,
that long space.
right, yeah.
Sounds like a better value than Polaroids, right?
yeah,
I don't know, honestly, these might be like glorified Polaroids.
I just wondered about the quality of the stickers. Just I don't know, hard for me to.
Oh, they're gonna be
with the
terrible.
sticker.
But this is, I think it is, I don't know that this needs to last.
But like, how small also are the stickers? Like this?
Both the sheets and the stickers, I think, are like 2-inch, 2x3 type stuff.
Okay. And would this be a thing that's laminated eventually? Like what happens after?
2 things. So in the past, when we've done things at NRT, sometimes they travel around. Sometimes it is a one and done for that event. So we might see, based on the quality of what we produce and how it works and whether it rains that day, if this is something that travels or if it's just something that stays for that day.
Okay, I was asking because it helps for me to kind of think about the money aspect of it. Like, how much is it going to be worth if it's going to be kind of the pictures are kind of cheap. It's, spending like $1,000 or something on pictures that are just going to be up for a day. That's not that, like, it seems like a lot. But yeah, I work at schools, so I'm like always concerned about budgets. But it seems like a lot. But if it's something that's going to be a thing where the photos are decent quality, and if plans on being a long-term thing, then I can see better stickers or whatever it is, or investing in better whatever, or whatever the better printer is.
Yeah.
And then, but if it's going to be like maybe laminate, whatever needs to be done to make it a more permanent thing. So that's why for me, if it's something that's like a one and done thing, then that will kind of determine the cost and the amount of effort to a certain extent versus a long term. And considering it's a 300-year anniversary, if you're doing something and you're asking people how long has your family been in Easton, which is probably better than just that. So we talk to my kids, she's like, I've been here for 4 years. Like, it's not, versus how long of your whatever. Then maybe you'll have, because otherwise I would fear having a bunch of people from 2000, a bunch of stickers, or whatever, versus ideally a longer timeline there. But those are just my kind of questions I had in terms of what the longer purpose of it was and how much of the budget is going to be dedicated to that. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's a reasonable question, right? And you can certainly imagine doing this without photos, right? So Kiana signs her name, Craig signs his name.
Yeah, that's like
type of
way
thing.
cheaper, so.
Yeah, for sure. And yes, for the tricentennial, it should certainly start 300 years ago with the phrasing like me or the 5 generations who lived in Easton before me. If the Historical Society were a destination, that'd be a great place for it. I mean, the schools generally are willing and interested to have us bring something, and there's certainly places around town where we can take it. In terms of, is it worth spending the money? So, I mean, I would say in my experience, this seems like an item that we would find another use for another event. I say that as a non-crafty person, but I think it's also possible to do this without spending any money other than like nominal supplies.
I like the idea of signatures, but it's less complicated for whomever's doing it and for the people who want to have some acknowledgement about where their family lies. Are you looking at putting up a very lengthy, how's that going to be put up so that people can sign on it? What's your thought on that?
I would start with like butcher paper, just like a long roll of paper.
Yeah. Secured to what? To the barn or?
The barn or, whatever.
So that's
are-
important as to where we're going to be located.
Right, which
too.
is part of the conversation with Jen.
And if you're doing 300 years, it's going to be each year or each 10 years?
No. Yeah, I mean,
Really
like,
how, so I'm talking like in terms of would it be a bunch of, because I'm just be worried about having a bunch of pictures in a certain time frame, you know what I mean? Would it be hard to discern who's what and where are they. So is it going to be like a really wide, kind of long? Is it?
yeah, I mean, this is part of the conversation with Jen about what space is available for us. And yeah, if we just picture it on the back wall right there, and you start 300 years ago over there, and that's 2025, and yeah, if everything's like in the door right here, that's also kind of interesting. And you can go up, you can go down, to make it crowded and stuff.
But it's just making sure that people are organizing the pictures based on when they actually came. So if we had it by 10 years, you know what I'm saying? Like, so does it start with, 300 years ago and then, 290, then 280, then so that people know where to put the pictures?
Yeah, and we would
otherwise it
label
might
it. We'd probably do like 25-year chunks or something like 1725, 50 type of thing. But by the time you get to 1950, then you're doing 5-10 years, and certainly for the last 25 years, you're down to every notch on the ruler.
So a big long graph, and I was all about those pictures last time. I thought that would be amazing. But kind of thinking about what you said and what you said, what if we use just the name badge sticker, just literally stickers from Staples. People could sign their name on that at a table and then just go pop the sticker up. Because to your point, I'm kind of envisioning like all these people trying to sign
Yeah, and the line.
getting annoyed because their kids want to go do something else and they're going to skip sign. But if there was a table, you could just write your name, peel the sticker, you
That's a great idea.
pop it
I think
on.
that's a great idea.
But I
Could make
there's
pictures
pictures and
optional.
just,
I
that would
like
be
the
so
picture idea.
visual.
Well, I think if you do both, you can give people options. There'll be plenty of people who will say no thank you
Oh, that's
to a
good point.
picture, right? And they may just want to write Barger, or they just might want to write Craig B. or something like that. I mean, people I think are going to have a range of the kind of information.
The sticker idea, I think, less expensive and all you're paying for is that plus a couple of pens that for people to write their name in.
Also, just the time it's going to take for people to line up, take a photo, put the sticker on, like just how many people are going to be there. You have a line of 20 people waiting. How long? Like it's just so. There's also the logistical aspect of that as well. That's the
I'm
only.
not-
I like
I
the
know.
sticker. I just
Yeah.
am worried about
I
that.
know, I loved it.
I'm not as concerned about the line. Like, there are always crowds and lines and stuff.
I do
at
a lot of
NRT.
tabling when I go to events, and sometimes they'll have students, like undergrads, 30 of them waiting to talk to you about. Just like, so this is what I'm kind of like. So I'm just trying to envision how many people are going to be there to be able to put the stickers up, make sure it's organized, make sure people like their picture, make sure it's just a timing thing.
Oh, we don't
And
care
just-
whether you like your picture. This is too expensive, you know,
It is,
for us
yeah.
to be like, can we do another? Yeah, you may not.
So if we buy this printer though, is that something we would reuse?
I feel like we could come up with a way to reuse it. I just feel like given the number of events we do. But, so we have, as of last month for money, 7,462. I'm guessing it's the same for this month. 2,500 of that goes to Pride. So we've got about $5,000 in there. So if we're talking about spending 500 or so on NRT, you can also retroactively apply for an Cultural Council grant, because that's what we've done in the past for a lot of our events where we've paid up front and then gotten reimbursed through a grant. So that's a possibility as well. I feel like given that we have funds, which we don't normally, and the other option also is always to ask the select board if some of the Stonehill funds that go to the town could be used for an event like this. Stonehill generally has been supportive of our committee and the things we've done, particularly at NRT. I feel like $500 is not that much. I mean, we've certainly asked for more.
On the
In the
check
past.
Compared to things we-
The printer is 100 and
Oh, and then $60 a sheet, right? I mean,
well, now it's $60 for
The sheet of
100
ink
sheets.
is
Yeah,
the ink is always the thing that gets you too. That's why.
Yeah, I don't have anything in here about ink
This is a thing that
replacement.
if we have it, it's going to always have to keep buying ink and paper. When we go to
Or is it like
usage.
one of those printers where, with the receipts, right, where it like bases onto the.
Yeah, onto
I
the
think
thing.
it- I think it's more like
Is it like
that.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about the picture part, but
What's the name of the printer? Canon.
The Canon IV2.
What if we did stickers for the timeline, but then we had some sort of picture option, but it was all digital, and people just, if they agreed, take a picture, take a picture, take a picture, and then we upload all of those pictures into one large digital thing and never mind printing it out, and then that large digital picture of like, we are Easton, all these folks could be printed or used in some other.
There's no link.
So that's our Faces of Easton.
Face, yeah, like a
that we
Faces of
did
Easton,
a couple
yeah.
years ago. And so I think the idea also was to visually show who's in town,
Yes.
right? Like,
And
of the
people
families
like
who
to
are
see
self-identifying, right? Like, who are they?
Right.
Who are they? Who are they? If people want to share it.
And it's nice to see that build,
Oh,
that
absolutely.
project develop, and kids families get excited about it versus something that comes out later.
Well, that's what I was just thinking, if we use the stickers to do the timeline, to do the project.
Oh, so do almost like two projects.
Almost have two things going,
Yeah,
like,
so
like,
that
you
you
don't
don't
use
say-
a sticker up and then take
ink is
it.
yes, no,
Yeah,
it's
they don't
still
use
So we
used.
could still get the pictures, but
So like,
It's got good
Not-
reviews.
fill it in now.
The Canon one.
Because I like the timeline.
Wow.
So I think we would need to vote on whether we are purchasing the printer and, whatever sheets we would need. And I think there are two ways we could do this. One would be generally, do we want to do this? And then leave the nitpicking for Kathy to figure out, like, between the two, which is the better one. Or specifically, like, we're going to do it, and this is the exact amount, and it is going to be for this printer, and it is going to be for this type of paper.
Would it be beneficial to do a range if we decide to do the picture, like 500 to 600?
Well, I don't think we have to vote to appropriate money, like in a specific amount. I think we can vote to give discretion to Kathy to purchase this. Because it has to go through town anyway, so it's town funds.
Yeah, you're gonna have to have some kind of a range or some maximum.
Right, have a, yeah,
Maximum.
maximum,
Maximum.
not to exceed, say, whatever.
Okay.
You can't just leave it open-ended.
Doesn't seem like it'd be that bad.
So, do we know on the paper, in the paper, I'm moved. You've got the printer, $100, okay, so you buy one, you gotta buy some batteries or whatever with that. But what about the paper? I don't understand how that works.
It's 100 sheets for 2 inches by 3 inches.
It's
For $60, and like the ink's built into the
Into the
paper.
thing, yeah.
So
it's about the size of a phone,
Okay,
and you would connect it digitally, so take pictures, right? It uploads here, you print it. Picture, like for the film picture Polaroids, I used to buy like a thing of Polaroids to go and a camera.
Well, a 50 pack is $23, so if
Right.
we do something like order, I don't know, say 4 packs, get a couple of hundred of them, have some left over, you're not buying ink, it's actually chargeable. You can charge it so you don't need batteries. So if you're looking at all three for 50 whatever, plus the case, because usually you actually get a case, plus the actual printer, it's $137.52. So
Right,
if you
and
add
we're gonna need a lot of extra
400, maybe like $300.
Paper, yeah.
400.
So I would err on the side of a higher range, like,
not to exceed
Uh,
500.
yeah, not to
You
exceed
don't
500.
need it, you don't need it.
Right.
so when's Kathy back, or if you're following
I
up
don't
on all
know.
this? Do we have any idea when Kathy's back? We don't have much time, that's why it's a month.
So what's your question?
When is she gonna be back in order to be able to accomplish all this, or do we have to do it now while she's gone?
I don't know when she's coming back. These don't take long to obtain, so I'm not concerned about that coming in time.
Okay. So you're gonna wait for her to get back in order to order it, or are we gonna order it?
I'm gonna wait for her to get back to order it. She left August 26th, so I imagine it's like a 2-week trip. So she'll probably be back, by the weekend.
So do we first need to, because I'm hearing that some people might want to do stickers and some might.
Right, so first we need to vote about whether we're going to spend money on this printer or not. And if we're not, then we have to reimagine what the project's gonna look like.
Okay. So do you want to make a motion since you?
Sorry, it would be a one and done thing. That's my only.
I
That's
don't
harder.
think we need to decide that now. I think it's really gonna depend on what the quality looks like once we see these and whether it's raining. Because if it's raining at NRT, no matter where we are,
Yes.
it
Okay.
might not be fantastic or worth saving. It might be that day only.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the goal would always be if we put the effort into something at NRT to parade it around town.
Okay, so
in
that would be the
places.
assumption. For the
Yeah,
okay.
that would be the default
Okay.
to do that.
And I think also it's about process versus product.
Mm-hmm.
As an educator.
Yeah, get people there to actually spend. Yeah.
And so it may or may not be something we use again, but the process that went through and the collaboration of the community and whatnot is really where your investment is.
Okay, I make a motion to authorize the committee to purchase one of these printers with the corresponding sticker or printer paper not to exceed the amount of $500.
Second.
Right.
Adams,
Came
yes.
up?
Adams, yes.
Audrey, yes?
Bornstein, yes.
Evans, yes.
G, yes.
Harris,
yes.
Probably yes.
All right.
We're getting closer to the,
Yeah.
we're working on it, yeah.
Okay, so the other things that we need for NRT, all right, so I will call Jen Smith and say, here's our project idea, where do you think we could do this? Is it inside, is it outside, you know? And that will kind of help us figure out what the material is, you know, butcher paper or something else, and where or how we're hanging it up or affixing it, what we're affixing it to. I think the other incidental things would be butcher paper and tape, stickers, like the hi, my name is, or something stickers, and markers. And we would do the timeline ahead of time, so we don't even need that much in the way of markers and stuff there. It's really like stickers and markers just for doing that. So I would say that would be at most, I don't know, $50 for a thing of butcher paper. Let me see how much a thing of butcher paper is.
And like those big
To
rolls?
the
Right,
potentially
Yeah.
500, or
What
is
was
that,
that?
are you including that in the 500, or?
That's not what the motion was. The motion was just for the printer. And the other purpose would be to apply for an ECC grant where we would get reimbursed for all of this. Yeah. So butcher paper is under $50. So I would say $50 for remaining supplies, butcher paper, name tag stickers. I'm happy to donate markers from my house for that.
So you don't think the $500 will cover all of that?
What was that?
You don't think the $500 that we already authorized will cover all of that?
It might, but the motion was only for the printer.
I thought it was funded.
I thought the motion was to spend $500 for the,
Yeah,
I thought that was
for the
it.
event.
Yeah, I thought it was a total.
Yeah, that's what I thought, but maybe I'm wrong.
You said the printer was like 100.
Printer's 100, various iterations of types of photo sheets. There are different combinations per printer. I think that probably would fit into the 500. It just depends on how particular we want to be. So if we can amend the motion that $500 includes all supplies for NRT.
Second,
Adams, yes.
Marjorie, yes.
Ornstein, yes.
Simmons, yes.
Durance, yes.
Ettinger, yes.
Harris, yes.
Probably yes. Okay. All right. So I will call Jen, tell her this, see what she says about a location. I'll get in touch with Kathy when she's back and finalize which of the two printers and what we know about the quality and things like that. And then I'll look into the butcher paper and the name tag stickers.
And when you talk to Jen, you're going to hopefully look at some place where there's a wall that you put it up to, whether that's inside or outside, whichever.
Yeah, yeah. Because again, for the process, like those are our most successful projects in NRT. Ones where like you might not be interested, but you like watching everyone
Yeah.
put stuff up on the timeline, and you want to like go really close and like look at everything on the timeline. So okay.
And that's October 5th, is that correct? From 10 and 2?
That's it. The first weekend, October.
Yeah, Sunday.
I think it's the 5th.
I don't have it on my phone yet.
Yep, I think it's the 5th. I'll see if there's anything different on the website. Yep, 10 to 2. October 5th. All right. Thanks, team.
Good? All right. Well, we've already talked about block party. I'm going to look into the details and report back out to all of you. The Lions Holiday Festival Parade in December event. I know you were working on that, Bob.
Yeah, just give you some update information. So, for Saturday, the hours would be 12 to 4:30 for the festival. And I talked to the organizer from the Lions, Andrew Parker, and he was saying that he will reserve an area for us, of prominence, of course. And the table that Kathy has, we'll have to, I don't have one, so we'll have to use that one to get that table there on that day, so we have time to think about that. And then, and then we'll have time to think about what we're going to be having on the table, whether it will be stickers or whatever else we have. And the key is to have a presence there. And he did say that as soon as Santa arrives, everyone will empty off your tables, even the adults want to go see Santa. So Santa arrives at approximately at sunset. So the hours are 12 to 4:30. We'll be looking for people who can volunteer some time by being at the table. And the holiday parade is Sunday, and they'll be gathering at NRT on Sunday, starting at 11, with the goal of leaving there about noon, or sometime between noon and 12:30. And so I guess we have to decide if we're going to have a table on Sunday. If we're going to be walking in the parade, we may want to think about just having the table on one day. I'm not sure, but I think that would make more sense. Because again, people, as the parade is approaching, everyone's going to be leaving. He said all of a sudden it's the same thing. Everyone is leaving together, gather around as the parade's arriving. So in those hours on, excuse me, on Sunday, 12 to 3. So.
When do they need to know if we want a table on Sunday as well?
Well, we can have the same spot for both days if that's what we're going to do. And we can let them know late. So as of right now, we have the table scheduled for both days. I had time, the area rather, for us to put our table in. I told them it was going to be a folding table and, have a couple of chairs. And so, as far as who would like to walk in the parade, they don't need to know that information. It's sort of like, okay, show up with whatever signs or whatever you want to have, and it's kind of like freewheeling. So, as far as where, I didn't ask about where we have to park. Parking's always a problem for those things, so I'll follow up.
For the parade you park over like the Hilliards
Right, yeah.
thing, and you march from there.
Yeah.
The last time we did the parade, I don't remember what parade it was, it was Veterans Day or something, but we just had the HRC thing and just walked. And at the end, everybody just dispersed, so there's no point in having a table because nobody's looking for that. They're looking to get it to skedaddle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what my thoughts is, have the table for Saturday. And then on Sunday, just, it's a one march in the parade with the piano and everything. We'll show up and we'll all be together and have a nice little walk.
It wasn't a nice little
I
walk.
like the idea of
It's
just
quite a
walking. Anyone else have thoughts, comments?
I think might be a lot to ask for 2 days that weekend. So.
We don't even have to let them know. This is what I liked about it. I said, what if we decide not to? What if only 3 people come? It's fine, whatever. Be very flexible.
The table will only need a couple people
Yeah.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
The big ask for the committee will be the parade.
Yeah, and I mean, in the past, like, it's more impactful if there are more than 5 of us walking behind a banner, right? So bringing your family, getting allies come, if you have kids and their friends and things like that. And ideally, if we all have our HRC shirts on, like that visually looks more impactful.
Maybe we can get some of the allies to join us.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so it sounds like I'm hearing the table for one day and the parade is the only thing on Sunday.
I think that would be my thoughts on it, and how the rest of the committee felt, but,
All right, and so they don't need anything else from us except for just to show up to those two things?
but
Okay. Is there paperwork or is there a fee for that or not?
No.
All right,
that's all.
awesome. Thank you. Thank you for working on that. Training and speakers. I know Kathy was looking for someone to work with her. Well, now that you leave, but I don't think she started thinking about that yet.
No, because those are winter, spring activities, and I think we're
Okay.
plenty full for fall and early winter. So obviously Angie and Kathy would start doing research
Yeah.
this fall, but I don't think there's anything for the committee to do at this point.
All right, so we'll hold off on that. And then I wasn't sure, I read in the minutes somewhere that there was a suggestion for a possible winter event, but I didn't know what that was.
So that was the resources in town idea, because that works well for an indoor gathering in the winter that Craig pointed out, the shared mission group might already be equipped to cover that, because the concept is, did you even know that X, Y, and Z were available in Easton? And it would not be an HRC only event.
Okay.
Another possibility that didn't quite make it into the minutes, because I think one of our guests last month, Gary Freden, might have brought this up to me after, but he was talking about sort of a local speaker series where people, if they just wanted to come and have other people listen, to say like, my experience in Easton is, and we would of course set parameters and structure for this, but roughly, you know, Bob wants to talk about his experience in Easton. He has 10 minutes to talk. We have 10 minutes for conversation or Q&A. We take a break, and then like Kiana does it, and then we're at the end of an hour. And like that's a programming idea.
I'd want 45 minutes.
And I would be there with a cane to gently applaud you. Thank you so much, and suggest a repeat. Yeah. So that's another possibility
Okay.
that could be done at any point in time, but I don't think it needs to be discussed now.
Okay. I was more curious what it was.
Yeah.
All right, treasurer update. I believe I saw an email from Kathy that just said the numbers are the same.
Yes.
So that would be $7,462.41 with $2,500
Specifically for
set
the
aside
prom.
for Pride. So there's no change in that. Website update, everything is done. There's no public participation. Committee notes. Anything that you want to talk about?
The school committee meeting this Thursday, so that will be, not exactly that, but school starts, you know, as we just said, tomorrow for the kids. So I don't think I have anything really. We voted to approve the solar project.
Does everybody know about the solar project?
I do not.
And we're going to the select board, right? Did it already go to that?
Wait, so what project? Sorry.
Oh, so the Blanching School, there was a vote to put the solar panels on top of the school to make the school green, so that it can generate electricity and, yeah, so that was pretty cool. So we voted to approve that, and then it went to the select board, and I believe it went through. And there's two other schools, is it the?
All of the other schools have solar panels on them, and that reduces our
Yeah, by quite a bit, actually. I was sort of surprised by the numbers, like.
I'm surprised they wouldn't have put it on there when they built it. No. Like,
No, we have to you have to go through the whole process.
Really? Oh, wow.
The whole process.
They set it up so they could go on, like it was like primed for it, if you will,
Yeah.
Okay.
but they couldn't actually install them until they went through the whole process.
Oh, okay.
And I believe that it's 7 cents a kilowatt hour.
Yeah, it was something like that,
Which is
yeah. 0.077 kilowatts.
Yeah,
Yes, it's crazy.
crazy cheap. Our aggregation plan is like 15 cents a kilowatt hour.
It's a fixed rate for 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it covers about, so the solar panels will cover somewhere between 48 and 49% of the building's requirements, which is,
Wow, that's great.
isn't that great? I know, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, so that was pretty neat. And then everything like covering the maintenance and for the roof and the panels and all of that is covered. If there was some snowmageddon type situation again, like that's all sort of, there's provisions in place for all of those things. So the company takes care of the panels, and then there's special ways to remove snow if you need it, but you shouldn't need removal often. Because as soon as they get the slightest little bit of sun, it takes care of it. But yeah, there's plans and backup plans from the company for all manner of crazy weather. So yeah, it was very neat.
Just on AC.
Yeah.
There and stuff, the building's huge.
And I think that was pretty much, that was most of it. Oh, and then, actually, this is actually nice too. So there's a group called Sarah's Village, and they donated $30,000 to the school system, and they're a Massachusetts nonprofit, and they're all about wellness, and so eliminating the stigma of suicide prevention and mental health supports and things like that. And they do an awful lot with Easton Public Schools, which is pretty great.
They're definitely from Easton, the president Hannah's there, from past the Owens, but yeah, they're very, they moved to, we live in Plymouth now, second town, so, big man.
To build off of your comment about past dealings, I would be curious when Colleen finishes or at any point if there's anything you're seeing from the police angle that would be helpful for the committee to do, touch on, educate.
Good.
I'm good.
Liz, do you have anything? No? Do you have anything?
No,
Angie?
I just want to make sure it's set for Saturday. That's what
We're gonna work on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm all set. I don't have anything exciting at this point.
I'm sorry, really quickly too. Before Saturday, will we have like phone numbers or something of the people who are going to be there? I just want to make sure that.
So I will go back and look, because it listed who the people were that were gonna work on it, and I will connect you guys through email.
Okay.
And then if you choose to share phone numbers, I don't feel comfortable.
Oh no, it's fine. I
That
just
should be
wanted
on the
to-
membership list.
Right. I can share that.
Right,
As far
so-
as me giving you someone else's.
Oh no, I just want to know who's going to be, just so
Yeah.
that you're able to communicate. Just want to know who's bringing stuff and how things are going to get set up and things like that.
So we'll figure that out the next day or two.
I'll have to ask you about the Google Drive. I know I've had issues in the past, I think, accessing it in the minutes on this, so I'll touch base with you.
I'm so sorry.
The Google Drive, I've had problems in the past, so I'll touch base with you about.
Accessing
Yeah.
it? Okay. Are you getting error messages?
I think it might be from my work email. I don't know. Whenever I click the links in there, it usually says access denied. But
Okay. I'll reach out to you individually and we can try to figure it out. All right. Anything else? No? All right. So the next meeting is October 7th, I believe. Yes, October 7th. So I do have a question. Do we want to stick with 6:30? Is that working for people? We can start as early as 6, which is what we had done in the past.
Personally, 6:30, just because of I'm coming from the city. It's
So that works
hard
best for
I
you.
think 6:30 is good.
6:30 is better for me.
It seems like we're doing fine on time, so we'll keep it at 6:30. All right, I just wanted to touch base on it.
Well, this is great because of the way the building closes, it forces us to be efficient.
Is this the room we're going to have?
Yes, so this is the one we're gonna have.
Yeah.
She had double booked it during our first meeting, which is why you guys were downstairs last time. So this is what
It's a
we're.
much better room.
Yeah.
Much better room.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Liz really likes this one too.
Yeah, I
Thank
know.
you.
Thank you.
Lighter, it's warmer.
Joe can sit over there and take pictures. You know.
All right, so can I get a motion to adjourn?
So move, Roger.
Second?
Second Bornstein.
All right. Vote.
Adams, yes.
Roger, yes.
Bornstein, yes.
Avenger, yes.
Grant, yes?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Four, like in between.
Do the table.
Yes.